Hey there, welcome to Cooking with Corey. I'm your host Corey Zimmer, and today we're going to be making one of everyone's favorite dishes, fried chicken. Although many people love to eat fried chicken, they often don't make it much due to the fact that it can be expensive and tedious to make. However, today I'm going to show you in a simple and effective way to make your own mouth-watering fried chicken. Here are all of the ingredients used to make fried chicken. Although it may seem a lot at first, many of these ingredients you probably already have lying around your house, and if not, they are very inexpensive to buy. Now it's time to get started. The first thing we're going to do is you're going to take your chicken tenders and you're going to take 2 cups of buttermilk. You're going to take the buttermilk and pour it into a Ziploc bag. After pouring in the buttermilk, you take the chicken tenders and put it in the bag. Once you place all the chicken in the buttermilk in a large Ziploc bag, you will then take it and put it in a refrigerator and let it sit for up to 2 hours. While we're waiting on the chicken, the next thing we're going to do is make a dry mix, which we'll use to bread the chicken and eventually fry it. Right here we have a series of spices that include basil, oregano, Creole, and more, but you can mix and match whatever spices you want to your liking. After getting a large bowl, the first thing we're going to put in is 2 cups of flour. After putting in the flour, the next thing we're putting in is 2 tablespoons of salt and 2 tablespoons of pepper. Next off, we're going to use 1 tablespoon of basil and 1 tablespoon of oregano. Now these happen to be 2 of my favorite spices, as they have a nice sweet flavor to them. It really complements the chicken. Put the basil in there. Oregano is also a nice complement to the taste of the basil. Next off, we're going to use 4 tablespoons of paprika. Now in particular, I like to use hot paprika. It has a little bit more flavor and a little bit more kick. Next off, I'm going to use a tablespoon of ground ginger. Now using the ginger adds a level of sweetness to the rest of the spices used here. After that, we're going to use 1 teaspoon of garlic salt. Garlic salt does have a very strong flavor. You want to use just the right amount. You don't want to put much more of that, or else it may have a garlicky aftertaste. Next, we're going to use 1 tablespoon of ground mustard. Lastly, we're going to use some Creole seasoning. This is a personal favorite of mine, partly because I do like spicy foods, and it also really complements the hot paprika and it helps add a nice spicy kick to the chicken. Personally, I would rather have chicken that has maybe a little bit too much flavor than chicken that has a lack of flavor. Now that we have all the flour and spices we need, it's time to mix it up. I like to use a spoon and stir it around and make sure it's all mixed up. Now that we're done preparing the dry mix, the next thing we're going to do is heat up the cooking oil. As you can see here, I've used a large iron skillet pot, and I'm going to fill it up completely with canola oil. Once I've completely filled the pot with oil, I'm going to currently heat it up to medium. We'll let it sit, and once it begins to form small cooking bubbles, is the signal to know when you're ready to start cooking the chicken. It'll take a little time before it starts bubbling, so we're going to let it sit and get back to it. Now that it's been 2 hours, it's now time to take the chicken out of the fridge. going to take it out of the bag and put it on a plate. Now that we've successfully removed the chicken from the buttermilk, it's now time to toss it in the dry ingredients. Well, I'll place a whole piece of chicken, put it in the dry ingredients, and just pretty much just toss it up in there. Make sure to get as much breading on it as you can. Once you put sufficient amount of breading on it, put it along to the side. Now that we've finished letting the chicken toss in the dry mix, it's now time to fry it. Now, after about 3 to 4 minutes cooking in the oil, you can see our finished product here. Place it in the side here on this cooking tray and then serve it afterwards. And here we are, our finished product, fried chicken tenders ready to serve. We hope you learned a lot today here on Cooking with Corey. We hope to see you again next time.